NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
Broiling heat leading to rolling power outages. It is complicating businesses already struggling during the pandemic. Thanks so much for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen. So, without power, business owners like Dale Gonsalves can't do their job. He manages a sewing machine and vacuum cleaner repair shop along 3rd Avenue in Chula Vista. He's been receiving notices from SDG&E, like so many other folks, asking his shop to help conserve energy. Now he is crossing his fingers that they don't pull the plug. Nearly 76,000 San Diego homes and businesses lost power for about an hour Friday and Saturday during the rolling outages. Cal ISO called off the flex alerts for Saturday, but late last night it did announce another flex alert, this time lasting through Wednesday.
Things are really hot right now, and again, everybody is home right now, so the grid is getting hit really hard right now, which is why we're asking everybody to conserve every ounce of energy that they possibly can.
When asked if there was a method behind which circuit blocks get picked for a rolling outage, SDG&E says it is completely random. The good news is that they last for about an hour and not longer. At least that's what's advertised. The bad news is that if this flex alert does last through the next several days and that it is expected, there is a chance you could get hit twice. You can check if your community is impacted by rolling blackouts by heading to our website, NBC7.com. There we have a full list. If you are, obviously, you would have to use a phone since your computer would not have power. Governor Gavin Newsom says there will be an investigation into why the state was not better prepared for this heat wave. He signed an emergency order today to free up some energy capacity since more power outages are likely in the coming days. It calls for large energy users to shift to backup power during peak times, which are between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. The order also asks Californians to cool their homes and offices overnight and in the early morning. Use major appliances during off hours when possible, and please turn off all unnecessary lights always. As you can imagine, San Diegans are doing what they can to stay cool in this heat wave. Local stores like Ace Hardware and Tierra Santa have seen a lot of customers rushing to buy fans and AC units, which are nearly sold out. While they work hard to keep these items in stock, it's a bit tougher with AC units. They say that is partly because of demand, but also because of COVID-19.
It's primarily because of supply chain problems at the manufacturers, whether they're in China or whether they're in the U.S. Say, for example, with one of these fans, it has a particular style of custom bolt or nut or piece of plastic that is used to manufacture it. And the supplier of that nut or bolt is unable to produce it because of manpower shortages or material shortages. So they didn't ship that nut or the bolt to the fan manufacturer. So now the fan manufacturer can't put his fan together to put it in the box.
So Ace Hardware says if you need an AC unit or a fan, you may want to act quickly. Okay, let's check in with Dagmar with just how hot it will get tomorrow and for the rest of the week.
Your Tuesday is about to feel even more miserable, if that's possible, than what you have been feeling. I wish I had some better news for you, but just everybody be prepared. You are in for an extended period of heat and humidity. Your Tuesday will be warmer than your Monday, so ending up seeing today temperatures around the coast at about that low 80 mark, inland valleys averaging at the upper 90s, very close to the triple digits, mountains mid to upper 90s as well. You're also seeing the deserts anywhere from 112 to about 118. And remember, on top of these temperatures, you're also dealing with the humidity. Get set, this is about to peak through your midweek and only slowly start to feel better heading towards the weekend.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe adapts with the needs of the community. That's why we offer virtual estimates, a safe and easy alternative for in-home estimates on repairs for plumbing, heating and air, and flood services.
Because we know how.
Some welcome news from Governor Gavin Newsom today related to San Diego's fight against coronavirus.
It's very likely San Diego will join the list of those counties removed. So likely tomorrow, though we'll update this, likely tomorrow.
That's right, San Diego County is expected to come off the state's watch list tomorrow. It is the news we have been waiting for since the county recorded fewer than 100 cases per 100,000 people for several days in a row. Now, once we are off the watch list, though, the county must maintain those results for 14 more days in a row for the state to then allow K through 12 schools to reopen. No other businesses, though, can reopen until the state provides more guidance, and they are being asked. people in Sacramento. Now to the latest numbers here in San Diego, also encouraging. Positivity rate is low at 4%. It's 282 new cases out of more than 6,300 tests which were performed. No new deaths reported in the last 24 hours, though the death toll does remain at 626. There has been a lot of talk about the Postal Service recently, specifically the threats the president is making about cutting some of the funding ahead of the November election, which could complicate mail-in ballots, especially during the coronavirus when people are using the mail that much more. Could that affect delivery to our homes in San Diego? Well, today we spoke with Eddie Cooper. He is president of the local American Postal Workers Union. He says there have been slight mail delays here in San Diego and anticipates things getting worse if more funding is not granted.
Here in the last month, 4 or 5 weeks, we've had 4 or 5 mail processing machines taken out of our plant here in San Diego. Each one of those machines can process up to 35,000 pieces of mail per hour.
Cooper says thousands of postal workers have tested positive for COVID-19 during the pandemic. The political bickering, he says, does not offer any comfort. SDSU Mission Valley is officially under construction. Today's celebration looks much more subdued than originally planned. So the groundbreaking was live streamed on San Diego State's homepage today. Everyone in attendance had their temperature screened. SDSU is planning to use the new $86 million site to house an Aztec Stadium that will hold 35,000 people, along with restaurants and retail. It will also be home to a new 34-acre river park, educational facilities as well, and a 450-bed hotel.
And when we come out of the other side of this challenging time, which we will, SDSU West will be waiting for us with a stadium that brings us pride, a campus that brings us knowledge, a beautiful river park that brings us closer, and a world-class community that brings us together.
SDSU expects the old stadium will be demolished in 2022, believe it or not, after the new one is complete. It's going to do it for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen. Have a good night.